In for a penny, in for a pound. Well, it looks like President Trump is not, in fact, in for a penny. Over the weekend, he issued an executive order instructing the US Treasury to halt production of the 1 cent coin.
Trump wrote on Truth Social, "For far too long, the United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. This is so wasteful. I have instructed my Secretary of the U.S. Treasury to stop producing new pennies. Let's rip the waste out of our great nation's budget, even if it's a penny at a time." Right after President Trump's inauguration, Doge wrote on X, "The penny costs over 3 cents to make and costs us taxpayers over $179 million in fiscal year 2023. The mint produced over 4.5 billion pennies in 2023, around 40% of the 11.4 billion coins for circulation that were produced."
Back in 2013, then, President Barack Obama also expressed his support for axing pennies. Let's watch.
We remember our piggy banks and counting up all our pennies and then taking them in and getting a dollar bill or a couple of dollars from them. And maybe that's the reason why people haven't gotten around to it. I will tell you that you're right. This is not going to be a huge savings for government, but anytime we're spending more money on something that people don't actually use, that's an example of something we should probably change. It's one of those things where I think people get attached emotionally to the way things have been.
The Democratic governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, backed Trump on X. As well as saving taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars, there are major environmental benefits to eliminating the penny. This is a great move.
The U.S. Mint, in its 2024 annual report, said it lost $85.3 million on the production of nearly 3.2 billion pennies.
Americans for Common Sense, and that's cents with a T, which represents the interests of zinc producers and coin manufacturers, I didn't know such a body existed, said in a statement in late January, "The logical and fiscally responsible solution isn't to eliminate the penny, but to re-examine how the mint allocates its overhead costs and focus on reducing the cost of producing nickels."
I disagree with that. It would require an act of Congress to fully discontinue the coin as Congress oversees the manufacturing of coin currency. Well, Niall, a penny for your thoughts. I am wildly in favor of eliminating
I thought you'd be a big fan of this.
Yes.
There seems to be bipartisan support. Good to see you on President Obama's side for once, Robby.
Yeah. Yes, no, I agreed with everything he said there. Is it going to be the most government savings? No, but I hate when we derail things by saying, well, this is only point whatever percent of the budget. Well, then we'll never cut anything because it's all only some percentage of the budget. Sure. It doesn't even seem like there are a lot of people in favor of using the penny still. There's so many arguments against it. It costs more to make it than it's worth. Nobody pays for things with pennies. Like, virtually no one ever pays for things with pennies. It just doesn't happen.
Did you notice that this was a rare example of Trump underestimating something rather than exaggerating it? He said that it costs more than 2 cents. But it actually costs more than 3 cents, which is unusual in itself. And I had not realised this, but our liberal cousins to the north, Canada, had abolished their penny, I think about 10 years ago. Now, I was curious.
I think Mexico did as well. A lot of other countries have.
May have done so. And so in Canada, the question is, well, what you do? You obviously can't price something at $5.99 anymore, so they round it to the nearest 5 cents, and that's the problem solved.
Which is just fine. The 99 cents thing is just like annoying anyway. Are we really all fooled by that now? Still anymore? It was. I understand why it's a very innovative marketing gimmick. 60 years ago or something. Let's just use round numbers to pay for things. And then if we eliminated taxes, it just stays the round number. It'd be so nice.
Well, what about, I'm playing devil's advocate here just to irk you, what about people who are unbanked and may have like a store of pennies that they're about to use for important day-to-day?
I don't think there are any such. No, there are certainly people who are unbanked. I still don't think they're paying for things with pennies.
It's bags of pennies under their
so yeah, you can have bags and bags of pennies, and then you're like, oh, this is so much money, and it's $2.72. It just doesn't. People do not keep a lot of pennies to pay for things because it's just so wildly impractical. The heaviness of having a giant jar of pennies for what it's actually worth is not at all reasonable. One area where I thought maybe this is the case for pennies and that this would be impacted by it is charity. Because if you have extra cents, pennies, you just give them to charity because nobody wants to hold on to coins. But now, when you pay for things with a credit card, it asks if you want to round up for charity. That is such from what I'm just Googling this, is such a larger category of charity donations now, as opposed to people giving. Most people pay. The overwhelming majority of people are paying for things with cards, that kind of thing. Yeah. The coins are going the way of the dodo, and we gotta be with the times. And I actually can't believe this hasn't happened yet.
Well, also to your point about cards, I know personally people in my life who do not have bank accounts in the, with Chase or with Wells Fargo or whatever, who pay with stuff all the time, with Cash App or Venmo or whatever. So unbanked even as a term, I get why people have that term when you aren't opening a bank account in a major bank. But now there are a lot of alternatives to pay for things.
And it slows down the line at checkout if you're trying to get the old lady trying to get exact change.
Yes, but that happens.
We'll be here forever.
That happens both ways. People who are behind the line in the grocery store, and they arrive at the checkout and then decide to start sorting through what they have cards for.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I want to pay for everything with card. I want to even improve that technology that I just have a chip embedded in my arm.
You don't mind, even if it's by Bill Gates or whatever, you'd be fine.
Not for Bill Gates, but if it's Elon,
you'd
my
be
buddy
cool.
Elon, that's great.
The Elon chip, you'd be all in favor.
Well, he already has access to all my information.
He does.
What are we
just as well we have Democratic attorneys protecting your privacy.
Most technological innovations. I don't like using QR codes. I join most people in hating QR codes. I want give me an actual physical menu. Don't make me scan a code to read what the menu is on my phone. I don't like having apps for everything either, because I got new healthcare coverage, and I'm expecting they send you a card usually in the mail, your insurance card that you got to give to the dentist or the doctor or whatever. And now it's no, now there's an app. And you put the app on your card, and the app has your digital ID on it. Okay. Then what happens every time you're in checkout at the pharmacy? Yeah. You go to open the app, and it needs to be updated, and you don't have internet access because you're underground. And so I finally just took a screenshot of it, put it in a folder on my phone. But this is just it was fine the way it was in the first place, where I had an actual physical card in my wallet.
But are you one of these people who prints out a physical boarding pass when you go to the airport, for example?
Every single goddamn time.
I did not realize this.
I don't even believe you people that you're willing to leave it to the chance that your phone won't go dead, the internet won't come out, you won't be able to find it. I can more easily find what's in my pocket than what's on my phone with all these apps I have to put on there. I probably sound like a cantankerous old man at one point.
I know.
Well, it's so easy. When you're in the line to check your bag or whatever, it says, would you like to reprint boarding pass? Always hit yes. Always have a physical boarding
I can't
pass.
believe, despite our age disparity in your favor, that you're adopting the Luddite position on boarding passes and so forth.
I guess. I am so... I feel this way so strongly. I think the other way to do it is just wrong. Everyone should have a physical boarding pass at all times.
Goodness. Very unlibertarian view, but will survive.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, tell us what you think about the penny. Is anyone out there pining for the penny?
Where's the big penny lobby?
Where's Big Penny? If that's you, write to us or check in on the comments and tell us what we've missed. That does it for us today on Rising. We've been having just so much fun. There was a Lord of the Rings reference that went right over Niall's head, but I'm sure you missed it. Please like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we're now available anywhere you listen to podcasts. See you back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.